Listen, 19 employees just became millionaires. We're going to talk about it. We're going to dive in. I am Dr. Black Wealth, and we got your co-host here.
Hey, it's your girl, Miss Fab Financial, checking in on the ones and twos.
Welcome to the number one show covering all things business, politics, and wealth, y'all. So today we're diving into the Harvard federal funding being cut, small business contracts, Dave's Hot Chicken being sold, and we're going to lean right into it with Rick Ross' annual car show. So Rick Ross had his annual car show.
This is fourth year.
Generated $5 million in revenue.
Yes, right.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah,
what's going on right here in Atlanta? Or South Side, however you want to classify
Metro
that.
Atlanta and what's that, Henry County?
No. He's over here.
Clayton County?
This is Fulton County, Fayette County.
Oh, Fayette. Listen, I knew it was one of them counties. Fayette County, south of the airport.
Yeah.
I know exactly where it is. The promised land. I could see it.
They building some stuff out there.
I could see it. The area typically underfunded, underdeveloped.
Yeah.
Not a affluent neighborhood, but a black neighborhood nonetheless,
At
with
his
local
house.
businesses at his home. So kudos to him.
Yeah.
He was able, it was something like 12,000 tickets that he sold for the event. He also charged food trucks $3,500 and vendors to be there.
Oh, wow.
So he made his a business choice, but it also brought in community. It increased
So he had the food trucks on his property.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It also brought such a major spotlight to local businesses that's probably never seen this amount of traffic.
You're right.
Or exposure,
100%.
you know. I think kudos
Black
to
wealth,
him.
circulating dollars.
Absolutely.
He probably going to be up there competing with InvestFest.
Yeah, I think it's a great example of sticking to your guns, right? Because sometimes we quit the first time around. The first time around, he got a lot of pushback from the neighborhood, the county, who was talking about sometimes maybe the crime or the traffic. People were complaining about the traffic there instead of saying, hey, listen. He came back a second time, partnered with politicians, was able to get the city together to reroute the traffic around so that if you weren't coming, you weren't impacted heavily. He was able to bring in local businesses. I think it's a testament to that. If it doesn't work the first time, you keep going.
Yeah.
You keep going because nothing's going to be perfect the first time.
You think it didn't work the first time, or what was the?
No, of course. Not that it didn't work, but I think.
He just had a vision that he just didn't give up on it.
You have to keep going. Yeah. And of course, there's always us naysayers, right?
Sure.
Oh my God, the traffic, it was this, it was that. It was
us.
It was us.
And
it was
developed
us.
it.
It was us.
The proceeds he donated to local black businesses
He
too.
He did. Some of the proceeds he donated. He also highlights entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
He had a gentleman, former football player, Jeremy Lewis.
Yeah.
He founded a car shampoo called Slippery Soap in 2017 that wasn't getting a lot of traction. You know, he just started it. And in 2022, he went to his show, went to the car show, right? Because as a vendor, he's like, look, this is what it could do. He sponsored it. And then Rick Ross partnered with him, invested.
And blew him up.
He is in
Rick Ross invested in more than lemon pepper wings.
Absolutely. Now worth $3.5 million.
No, this is good. I mean, I'm definitely giving it an A. The whole situation, what it generated, how he's helping, he's giving back. That's our people. We lift as we climb. Like you can't think of nowhere you go. I don't care how much money you got or little money you got, where we not supplying the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how you got to think about how we build business very community oriented.
But I think that's how we start, because you typically don't have anyone else to turn to.
Sure.
But what I don't like is when we reach a certain level, we want to go corporate. And we want to get all these big sponsors who really don't care about your people, and then you kind of abandon the grassroots people. I think you got to find a way to marry the two, because I think supporting local businesses. Sure. Okay.
Not like in corporate, but not like in corporate, like they have to be infused. I'm saying we need more of us that could be given the dollars from like how they looking at it from like, oh, let me go get money from Coca-Cola. Yeah. We need to be the people like, oh, let me get money from Rick Ross. You know what I mean? You just need more people to make it there.
I think as you rise, I think you have to be really intentional to seek out those partnerships.
For sure.
Right? I think
agree.
there are companies who can compete with the largest of brands, but
100%.
I don't think they get a lot of shine. Like Actively Black,
100%.
that can compete with a Nike, but they don't have the marketing dollars to get a top athlete to wear their
100%.
stuff. So I think we as a community have to be really intentional to find each other to help grow our businesses. But that's Black wealth. I think hats off. I'm giving him an A++.
Yeah. I'm trying to go to next year.
Yeah. For sure, because they need bookkeeping, they need CFO services.
Oh, Jesus. He probably.
They need all the things. I bet you there's not a financial.
I'm trying to go for the show. You talking?
I don't care about no car show, but I bet you there's not a financial nothing.
I bet you it ain't.
It ain't nobody there
sponsoring nothing.
I bet you not. I bet you. BNC Wealth. We gonna see you, Rick
Sponsored
Ross.
by a wealth management company.
That's right. That's right.
Definitely get in touch with his
Jeremy
people.
Lewis. He should be with us.
Have our people gonna call your people. Don't worry about it.
We gonna be
But no,
there.
I give it. I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. So, in other news, listen. Dave's Hot Chicken sold for $1 billion to the private equity firm that also owns Subway. In doing so, the CEO made 19 of his employees millionaires. Right. So this is the only other time I heard this was when Mark Cuban sold a software company. He kind of did the same thing. So, kudos to him for that. I like it. I never been to Dave's Hot Chicken. Samuel L. Jackson was the person who kind of put me on to the concept of Dave's Hot Chicken. They are here though.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen them spread out. And then to my understanding, Drake is an investor in them, or was an early investor into this franchise too. So these are people doing business at a high level. It's being sold to a private equity, and their employees are benefiting from this type of
Profit
sale
sharing.
and profit sharing, right?
it.
So there's a way that, don't think just because you're an employee. That's how I look at it. If you find the right company that's doing the right things, that have the right morals, like everybody can eat and benefit too, right? These are people who was never going to probably build businesses, but now they're millionaires due to $1 billion sale.
I love it. I think I'm giving it an A++. I love a profit sharing company. I love a company who values the people who do the work every day and support them. And so A++. I love when different people can invest and grow a company. The Samuel L. Jackson idea of it, and Drake. And I think it shows a bigger theme is here that you do have to have your hands in a couple different pots. Like I think with Samuel L. Jackson, Shaq, and I think Magic Johnson have been really the face of this, that the thing that they're known for is not the thing that makes them a billionaire, right? And I think business and investing and
Shaq
owning
and who?
And Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson with the Starbucks and the movie theaters, and Shaquille O'Neal does tons of fractional partnership. He owns 20-50% in everything. Now Reebok, he's the president of Reebok, right? So
He bought Reebok.
I don't. He's part of the company. I don't know if he bought it, but he's definitely intricate. Him and AI. AI is the vice president. He's the president. I'm sure he definitely has some ownership stake in it, but I love it, right? He was the brand. The point is the fractional, the investing in it is where you want to go. You're thinking?
Yeah, because I just watched his interview he just did on a Pivot, and I could have sworn he said he bought because the company was sold and he bought it out. He did mention that he was the president and AI was the vice president. His sons is involved in the company too.
Yeah, his son.
Because he was heavily involved in like trying to bring like high top shoes and all that type of stuff. But he was like, the kids ain't into that. So he did a great partnership with Angel Reese, who she's created her own show.
Yeah, Netflix. I watched the shoe. Yeah, her own sports line.
So,
yeah,
but either way, he making moves over there and definitely doing different stuff.
The point is, fractional ownership is the thing that can push. When you talk about Black wealth, you don't have to stay a rapper. You don't have to stay a basketball player. You don't have to stay a football player. That after your career is over, you should be investing in other businesses, helping them with your influence and your money that can generate generational wealth and business for the Black community.
100%. I definitely give it an A. I like the move. is business at a high level, right? Mark Cuban always says entrepreneurship is like the ultimate sport, right? There's no, you like sports, there's no off season with business, right? No. And I think to play business at its highest level is the private equity game, is the buy and the sell, that's what's making the money. So no, I like it. Listen, if you're a business owner, LLC, S Corp, partnership, or a C Corp, and you need to file your taxes, come to Eagle Financial Group where we can file your taxes. We specialize in business taxes to make sure we file and give you all the tax strategy savings that you need to put money back into your business. Click the link below, set an appointment, book a call, and our team will reach out to you. So, all right, as we move on, listen, the government is trying to help some small businesses out. The House passed the Plain Language in Contracting Act. This is for small businesses to win government contracts. So I think this is a huge thing because you got access to like $183 billion of contracting money from the government. The reason why it's huge, I sat in a class where somebody local, actually the local, I forget what the procurement people of the government for Atlanta spoke to the chamber about getting people to apply for these contracts. And right. A lot of us don't do it because like the jargon, like you don't understand what they want and how your business might be able to fit in. The language that they use be somewhat confusing. Mm-hmm. But, of course, our counterparts, they figure it out. They got the relationships in there. They get in there. They secure these big contracts. And there's money out there, mm-hmm. right? Like when Doge came on, you seen that one of the big people was Deloitte lost a huge amount of money from their auditing contract they had with mm-hmm. the federal government. So the government at every level, let me be clear about that, from the city to the state to mm-hmm. the Fed, has different jobs that they put out there that they look for people to fill them. Mm-hmm. And they do it from a contractual space basis. Like if we own a building and they need janitorial services, they'll put a contract out there mm-hmm. for a company to bid on to win the contract. You have an automatic contract with the government over whatever extended period of time. And you typically have to bid, and there's a small business and a large business component to mm-hmm. it. Most large contracts have they have language in there where they have to give a percentage to a small business owner, like 40% of your contract got to go to
or a minority
or small. So that's where those labels come into play. I think I broke it down good. What's your take on it?
So,
if I say so myself.
So I am giving a grade based on the plain language.
Right. So the plain language is allowing it just to have like so more people can bid and get the contract.
Plainer
basically.
Language.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I think on the face, then I'm gonna give it a B. I think
you think it's like some do tell? You think it's hidden?
I think on the face value,
they ain't giving out contracts.
Because before you had to hire a certain demographic, and so we know this administration is very.
Oh, you think the contracts is leaning more toward white people?
For sure. I mean, if you're saying, hey, make it plainer, right? And you can make it plain, but along with that plain is anti-DEI. And so that's veterans, women, felons who typically were iced out of getting those contracts. You incentivize by saying, hey, large company, you have to help these groups that are typically disenfranchised. So you put that language in there because if I'm giving you $20 billion, let's help some of these smaller companies who, wouldn't get this contract, but are typically disenfranchised. We don't see them. So I think the plain language part of it is very good, sure. But I always look at the opposite side with administration who is very hostile against diversity, equity, and inclusion.
No, that's a different thing. I didn't think race at all. I just thought big business to small business. But
typically, those big companies, just based on how the system is set up, typically look like white men.
But they are, because those are the companies that are big.
For sure. And so if you're a big company, you say, hey, I need you to find some subcontractors. For sure. But spread the wealth. Yeah. Try to find companies that look like possibly where you're probably working. Yeah.
That contract, I think the only other reason why I didn't think about race, because I sat in that session at the chamber And that was like a whole nother world. I was like, what? Like it was like the lady was breaking it down. It's one of those things like you got to know the know, I feel. And I'm not minimizing the race barrier or any other thing, but I do know that that's like a whole nother world. It's like you got to know that this is a thing. No, it was like literally, she was like, we could be throwing the mayor a party and we need like the party favors and we'll put a contract out there to bid. The government is the largest employer
from every level of government. Is the largest employer.
Yeah.
So because they want to promote business, they contract business. Mm-hmm. Right. And so it's what government is supposed to do. And so government contracts, people love it. It's almost like guaranteed money. If you got a government contract, you can go to a bank
for sure
and say,
for sure,
listen, this is what it is.
And the way the lady was breaking it down, of course, in this meeting, it was majority black people, but it was like, y'all don't know. And I didn't, I knew like they do contracting, but I didn't know the extent of how like we could get a contract doing it. You just got to know that world.
Yeah.
And it was eye-opening because I just didn't know. Yeah. It was like I was like, really? With anything? It was like anything. If we got to pressure wash the house, the car.
My mom does the contracts. It could be for pencils, pens.
Yeah.
I could go to your company.
Anything.
Typewriters. She does phones.
I was like, everybody
uniforms, everything.
And then it was like she was like, she literally watched somebody go from like a small business owner to a big business owner. Majority of their income coming from the contracts that they kept with the government, but played that system to where, majority of their income come from that made him like the bigger business based on the contract. And so he be giving out bids to share with the small businesses. Yeah. So I give it an A because I think it's good. It's a good way for the average everyday person to probably break in there quicker because a lot of those contracts don't get through because people can't decode the language. They don't understand what they mean.
So then I guess we could talk about the education system because then it goes, are we dumbing down the contracts because y'all ninjas can't read?
That's probably what it is. It's too many legal jargons in there.
Y'all can't understand this, so we got to turn it down.
Thou alts and all that is too much.
But I appreciate the attempt to make the language plain. So I'm going to give it a B+. Sure. I'm going to give it a B+.
All right, y'all. In other news, Trump is cutting Harvard federal funding. It's like an all-out
Jesus Christ on the main line.
Jewish war over there.
Is it? All right.
Harvard is not backing down. They are, the recently thing that came out was him saying the international students can't become students, and that is like
30% of their revenue.
A huge percent of their revenue are international students. Yeah. Even the black students. Majority of them that go there are international, coming from the UK or African or Haitian or whatever outside of America.
For sure.
And so, there it's the whole DEI scenario. It's the whole protesting that he got an issue with these colleges. And, and it's kind of like because Harvard is a leading school. So what they put out and say kind of sort of matters to certain people.
Harvard got to hold the line. If Harvard goes down, any other small university has
Everybody's
no chance.
Watching how this is going to play out. They have to hold
the line. Columbia already bent the knee. That's why they chokehold. Bye, Columbia.
We out.
But the thing is, Columbia is about to lose their accreditation because they bent the knee the first time.
Oh, wow.
So you think a bully, when you just appease them, they'll stop.
Yale coming up on them too.
They said, no, crazy sauce. Harvard, hold the line.
Yeah.
Hold the line. I think it's crazy. I think it's so many sides of this story that it has my head spinning. We don't really know too. I think on the face value of it, I think it's how you tear down a democracy. You control the university. You're supposed to be about meritocracy. So regardless of where you come from, if you qualify to go there, you should go. To then say that foreign students shouldn't qualify because more American students need to go is crazy to me. And then to say you have to then bring in more conservative professors. That's also an issue. They say you need to have diversity.
They got a lot of liberal professors over there.
They're saying you have to have diversity of thought and teaching.
Yep.
Where I'm a private institution.
Yeah.
How dare you? You don't have the right to tell me anything.
But if you get my money.
But I'm getting the money because you're paying me to research. That's grants. Governments pay universities. Harvard's not the only one.
Right.
We just talked about government doesn't employ. So they will enlist universities to do
pull
research.
Data.
Right, to research on whatever.
Right.
Heart disease,
All
who's
kind
it
of
was.
stuff.
So they get their students to do it.
Yeah.
And you pay for that.
100%.
So it's not like you're subsidizing Harvard. They're the
100%.
largest donor class.
Yeah,
So it's not like welfare here.
Yeah.
So the Harvard will be fine.
It's definitely a tricky situation because it's definitely I think this is going to have to be a true negotiation where
it's no negotiation.
both of them is going to walk away with something
You're out of order. You're out of order.
You think
the administration is out of order. You don't negotiate with bullies. I would not bend the knee.
I definitely agree with more
I'm
Americans
a
going
private
there.
institution.
Yeah.
How dare and if American people could go there, you just have to qualify.
For sure. But what does that mean? Most of the people coming in is from legacy. And they legacy people are what Americans is going there. And in the liberal conversation, I think that's probably a valuable point because most of the people who are teaching there are Jewish. So the liberal take you putting, and you have to think about.
So
you have to think about
mind you,
the
but they
leaders.
said now, mind you, make this make sense. He said that there is too much anti-Semitism on the campus,
right? Which
is heavily taught by Jewish people,
right?
So that's crazy to me. That to
what
me,
you mean?
If I'm a Jewish professor,
for sure,
most of the administration, however, possibly is Jewish, then to say you allow anti-Semitism on your campus to run rampant, to me is a disingenuous statement. That is not true. Only because we do allow freedom of thought. We allow Palestinians to that is where it's disingenuous on its face value. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think any Jewish professor that has fundamental roots would allow anti-Semitism, would allow people to be running around Harvard with Nazi symbols. Mind you, the person you had next to you was saluting the Nazi. It's disingenuous.
Yeah.
And I think you're talking out both sides of your tail. I think Harvard has to stand firm. I don't know what part I'm grave. Am I great in?
I don't know. That's a good question.
The suing. What part am I? If you're suing Harvard, I'm giving that an F.
Here, right?
I'm grading that part an F. Thank you, team. They're like, what grade you giving it?
I'm in the middle. I'm like, I'm C. I'm not necessarily for or against it. I do agree.
Hold the line. I do
agree that Harvard is a private institution.
Hold the line.
So they got a right to do. They got a right to do what they want to do. As a private institution, we're not tied to nobody. You got a right to do what you want to do. I'll give it a B. Really, I'm kind of I'll give it a B. Like we're gonna see what comes out of it. Yeah. So, that's our topic news. So we got a few rapid fires that we're gonna get through.
All right, it's fiery out here. Thing about fires, L.A. You got some riots happening and protesting happening in Los Angeles. The ICE raids. L.A., one of the most diverse cities almost in the world, I think they said, in terms of immigration, immigrants.
For sure, it's right by Mexico.
The largest Korean population outside of Korea. Huge.
Chinatown.
LA had the first Chinatown in the U.S. A huge immigrant
nice now.
population that are fighting and pushing back against the ICE raids. Do we love it or hate it?
I was afraid you was going to talk about this. So I'm going to take your approach on it. I have a 2-part approach to this.
This rapid fire now.
No, this can't be rapid. I have a 2-part approach to this. The first thing is...
Let me drink my drink.
I have an indifferent opinion about the raids and all that stuff that's happening. I'm just kind of one of those people it's really not our fight. The part that I don't like is because what's going around social media is the fight against the Latino community toward the black community, where they like black people come help us type of scenario. And I'm of the opinion that we don't have a dog in that fight. Let them people fight. That's them. That has nothing to do with us.
Jesus on the main line.
We need to be communal to us. We put everybody above us, and then you have to look at the politics of it all too. Let's be clear about this.
Okay.
Majority black people, whether I disagree with it or agree with it, this has nothing to do with that. Majority black people are democratic people. That's your liberal people.
That's right.
You look at who put Trump in the White House, the people who put him there was the Latino community.
Correct.
So now it's the way you have to look at this is as a Latino, my people put him in office. That's now he putting y'all out of the country because you are illegal from his words. And then you want black people to step in and help, which we ain't vote for him. Y'all did. That's like crazy to me to go back and forth on it. So I don't know how I feel about it. I don't even know what the question was.
Did you love it or hate that?
I'm kind of in the middle because
Okay.
it has nothing to do with me. Like, if I do agree with the illegal immigrants being put out the country, I 100% agree with that. I think there are people here who are legal from that perspective. But to be jumping into that fight, we got our own battles we need to be worried about.
So they're not okay. I just posed one question: are they only deporting Mexicans?
I don't know. I know he's deporting illegals. The fact that the Mexican people are out there,
They're the largest.
That's another thing.
Okay,
You want to
let me
be in America with Mexican flags, but you want to fight to stay in. I don't understand. You either like America or you don't. You want to be here. I don't understand.
Help me. Are you done? I'm getting hot with the white supremacy talking points. I can't take it, Jesus. Help me, Lord Jesus.
I don't understand. Listen, I love it. Conflict is how you resolve stuff. Let's see what happens.
I do love a conflict.
Let's see what happens.
Okay, so my 2.2.
Black people stay away from it. That's all I'm
my
saying.
2.2 on it is definitely not. I think black people, the immigration part of it across the board, they're not, the Hispanic Chicano population is the largest, but they are deporting all people who potentially could be immigrants, right? Because there are people who are U.S. citizens that end up going to El Salvador mistakenly. They just brought that man back. So I think
he's deporting people who are legal people in America. Right. I don't agree with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think the way that I talked about it 4 months ago, I think it's stop and frisk 2.0. I think it's a way to police and control the population, because you can't look at me and say I'm a citizen or not a citizen. They're going inside of children.
You wanted a better system to get them out.
Absolutely. I think this is horrible. You should 100%. Not go to a high, and you initially said it was what? Rapists, murderers, and criminals.
That's exactly, because it started with that girl who got killed.
Now you're talking about Home Depot. You're going to construction sites. You're going to side graduations.
100%.
And that is emotionally triggering to people.
100%.
And I just don't like the lack of humanity that we have for this country, because you're not illegal when we all are immigrants here. And to say what? We don't have enough money. I love the pushback. This administration, by all sides of the government, all sides, political, every part of it, is disrupting what America is supposed to be. And I think the pushback, the protests, I'm here for it. And I think more people need to be here from it. I think black people necessarily don't have to put their bodies on the ground, but I think we need to support them. Think we need to have solidarity in it. I think it gives white supremacy when we say it's not our fight. It is our fight. It belongs to all of us. Because
I ain't seen them out there with Black Lives Matter.
They were out there. So Afro-Latinos are out there. Chicanos, people are out there.
That's different. I put black people first above anything. That's how I'm looking at it.
We are first, but I am saying that in the media,
black and you Afro-Latin, I'm dealing with it.
What I'm saying is we have to move just like them. White folks dispute and fight, but they stand together at the end of the day. Us as minorities have to do the same thing. 100%. We cannot allow us to be pitted against each other.
I get you.
We are all in the same minority community, and we have to stand together.
Gotcha.
We have to stand together. So, okay, next.
Not bad, y'all. Unraveled that.
Okay, we only got one more. Coco Gauff. How are we feeling about Coco Gauff and the treatment she got from the folks?
I'm loving it. Winning comes at a price. You pay to win.
Okay, wait. Let me set it up. Okay, so you had the winner saying that she only lost because she made too many mistakes, not because Coco Gauff was good.
Yeah.
You also had a French commentator saying, "Dag, I wish that there were more Americans present." As if Coco is not an American. And I think that was a slight to her race.
Yeah.
So her winning, do we love it or like it? She's the first American woman to win the French Open since 2015 from Serena Williams.
Listen, I love it, right?
Yeah.
And I think even what the girl said was true. Yeah, you did make a mistake. That's why you lost.
That's right.
Period, right? Winning comes
That
at
is
a
a true
price.
statement.
She paid her price to win that thing, to win a tournament and get out there, and it comes with some little hate. That's just still America. That's still white people.
That's the world. They was in France.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's white people. You don't listen. Stay on your high horse. Go out there and get it again. She the next thing smoking since Serena Williams and them like that, and I'm loving it. Black. Yeah. American woman killing it. Yeah. I love it.
Okay. Love it too. One more. How about Straw? Tyler Perry and Straw. Do we love it or like it? Because people were saying Tyler Perry.
I don't like it.
Oh, Jesus. They say Tyler Perry promotes black women pain. That's all he's known for.
Yep. So I agree. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing real quick. When it comes to certain stuff like that, you can't make somebody be something they're not. That's just literally how I see it. Tyler Perry has a market. It's like he has a Christian-based market. That's why that movie is number one. I didn't watch it for the reason of how it looks. I'm like, I don't want to see another black woman struggle. That's not something I want to see. I'm more of the Forever story. Like that was a good storyline for black people. The Forever show with Netflix show. That's to me. I was like, that's some stuff I want to see. Black people doing good, coming out of hard circumstances, wealthy. You seeing all sides of black people, not just this struggle situation. However, I think that's Tyler Perry's bag, and that's what he's good at, and I don't see nothing wrong with him being good at what he's good at. If you don't like it, don't tune into it. Right. But it's the number one show for a reason, because he has an audience that's still drawn to that.
I love it. I watched it this weekend, and it literally brought me to tears. I think he does very well by tuning in to black women's struggle that's still facing today. Yeah. I think black women are literally overwhelmed, underappreciated, and I think those stories need to be told. I think, again, black people are not a monolith. He is not the only black director, but I think those stories need to be told just the same way as you have a Cosby show, or you want to have Blackish, which exasperated black wealth. I think you can have all of the things, and I think we need to be on the same side and supporting where you can. So I love it.
Cool. Yeah. So that's it, y'all. It's a wrap, man. That was a good episode. Love the rapid fire conversations. Listen, if you're a business owner, you need looking for advice on how to grow, scale, any tax related stuff, email us at info@mindingyourbiz.com. We'll read it live on the show, and we'll see y'all next week. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that bell, and we'll see y'all.